Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the channel for today's video. Today I wanted to talk to you about spiritual warfare and witchcraft, curses, and spells. So let's jump in. So, what's going on here in the people that were trying to do death spells, or they did do death spells? They did identity swaps and death spells. They did destiny swap, glamour spells, mirror magic, candle magic. These guys were trying to hit my foundations, my finances, my relationships, my work, my passions, everything, every department, anything that I had some sort of success in, or if they didn't want me to have success in, or if they wanted to keep me continually down. They hit everything from however which way they want. They want you to look bad. They want you to be unhealthy. They want you to look unhealthy. They want you to have no passion, no drive, no energy, no foundation, no job. They don't want you to have any money. And they even affect your second incomes or things that you're trying to do, or things that you're trying to propel out there to help others. They hinder it, like this YouTube channel, for instance. And they get cyber bullying people. They had a company for that, and they attacked me on that. They set up fake channels so they can slander it. They took my material and made money off of it. Went on trips with it. They used my material to help good individuals that are trying to recover for evil, and then got caught up in it. And the people realized that they were a sham, that they were wearing a mask, and that they weren't passionate at all, and that it was material that wasn't theirs, because it was obvious, because they were invited places off my back. And they owe me finances. I mean, this is something that's going to go into the courts, and I'm going to sue the crap out of them, and it'll be fine in the end. But still, again, it's more evil people hurting good individuals, but now they're using my material, slandering my name. They have chats online and different websites and different channels that they have made, multiple channels, some to impersonate, they're all to slander and to ruin my self-worth and anything that I stand for. Now, I'm not even upset about it, because I know I have the Lord. And that's not even what I wanted to talk about today, because I know that they're caught. They don't know it yet, because they're so idiotic that they think that the federal government or these individuals in high places, these people of counsel, these high intellectual officers. See, you have two different types of people. You have people that are put in high positions, in officer positions, in law positions, in places in the judicial system, and in the police force, in the federal government, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, Internal Affairs. You have people like that, and they're placed there because it is a serious position. And then you have people that are placed in spiritual positions, people that are in places to help teach, to help others, to straighten out those crooked paths in all of those departments. Now, some are in law. Some are the law of the streets, y'all. Some are the law of the books. For instance, attorneys or accountants, people that work with paperwork, that's the law, a huge part of the law. But you also have to do it in a court. You have to do it on the streets, and you have to do it amongst your own brethren, meaning to make sure they're all in check as well. So that's why you'll have internal affairs, and you have different protective services. And that's why we have them on land and abroad, such as the FBI and CIA. Well, you also have the bad apples, The ones that landed themselves in these positions based on maybe they came out of being a golden child and maybe their father was in a high position of power and he was corrupt, or a grandfather, or both of them. So now you're the third generation that gets handed these positions, and maybe you do have the knowledge, but you chose, just like your lineage, because they're all evil, to go the route. And that's what one of these individuals was doing, was allowing the mail to get tampered with and didn't care, so that I wouldn't get my mail. And you also have officers over the postal service. This is real. And people take those positions seriously. And you got a few of these people, a judge, a lawyer, MD, a medical doctor. You have somebody with forging paperwork and dealing with inheritances and paperwork that should be safe and secure. You got the postal service that's that made things unsafe. And you have a few bad people, and they're all aligned in these organizations outside of these divisions of government that make this country safe. And they're all getting caught now. You even have them on the internet. You have hackers, and you have these people creating all these websites and for defamation of my character. And that's okay, because they're going to get it. I mean, I will see them in court. I will have my day in court with them. And they just think that these individuals in these places of power, these places that keep the stability of this nation, of this country, that firm it up where it needs to be so that we can walk out here and not have to be so concerned. They think it's a joke, and it's not. And those people that got in those places of counsel, those places of high power, all they cared about was their title. And most of the time, they were probably just handed it to them. They didn't work hard for it. They didn't dig in like these other people of counsel. These other people, they went from the ground up. They know it through and through. They know what it looks like from the floor all the way up to their high-ranking position. And these idiots slither in there, maybe through family, through genealogy, through knowing people, and they use it for evil. And it's all coming down now. It's tower after tower. Everything's crumbling like dominoes. But what I wanted to say about that is you got these individuals out here that have been trying to perform death spells on me day after day after day. And even when the cycle ended and they still couldn't put me down, they continued it outside of the cycle. Even when you even have people that deal with these witch practitioners, right? Witchcraft practitioners, they even follow something that to them is very serious. Now, I'm not going to get involved in that, but everybody has to understand that there are laws put into the foundational system of this world. What goes up must come down. Our mathematics, it's always going to be the same. And you're going to reap what you've sown. And my point is people are falling out related to these individuals, and I think another one might happen today. And they're wondering why, but they're so idiotic that when everybody in the world at some point in time was telling them, no more, you can't do it. I don't even want you to do it. I'm telling you not to do it. I don't want your money. Just go away. They started doing it. They were doing it on their own or hiring somebody that would do it. And now it's all backfiring. They're getting back blow from it. The problem is maybe those things would have worked in certain situations. If I was an evildoer and they're the way they are, it might have worked. I mean, it probably would have worked. And that's why it's important that you operate and be righteous and walk in truth. And that's what I have learned so much through this sort of stuff. And I didn't want to. You know, a lot of times you're forced into a corner. You're forced into a corner. I was forced into a corner. And I had to fight my way out. I'm still fighting. Every day. But it's okay, because I know I have the Lord on my side. And, there's days where it's tough, but it's okay. Because I know that the Lord will protect me. And if for instance, you're not here, because something does happen, you do know that if you operate in your truth and you're trying to be a just individual, I mean, nobody's perfect, but These are the things we try to live by, right? The Lord knows your heart. And because the Lord knows your heart, he knows who he's going to protect based on the work you put in. But it's not just work with an empty heart. It's a work with passion. And you have to want to survive. If you don't want to survive, these are big things. You have to love yourself. You have to have grown and built boundaries and defied this stuff and let it go. And these people are wondering why they're getting a smackdown. And, you know, they like to think that I'm a witch or a warlock or whatever. I didn't know anything about this stuff until I was forced in a corner till I had to learn it. Same thing with narcissism. I was forced to have to learn it because it kept coming to me. I never did nothing to these people but try to love them. In fact, I still care for some of these individuals. I care for, you know, the fact is you can see people's pain. You can see their hurt. But you can't help them. And at some point in time, you learn these things and you walk away from it and you get over it. It's not funny. It's not funny at all. But I guess I have a bunch of different feelings about it. First of all, you got like 100 people to come against me with your witchcraft and all the stupid things that you've been doing between the internet and everything else. And you wonder, well, how could I do it? I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything but want to do the right thing. And because I was obedient and I went forward with doing the right thing, God had grace on me. So when you see people that pay for unaliving spirits to go out and do their bidding, you opened up a door you shouldn't have opened, because what you did is you did it out of jealousy, greed, power, and dominance and control over that individual. It wasn't even something good. Now, I don't suggest anybody ever do something like this, but these guys did it constantly. In fact, I wouldn't doubt it if they're still doing it today. I think they have learned that much. But what happens, they get rooted in their soul being tied up with the enemy now, like almost like it's like they can't come back from this, even if they are around. It's going to be very difficult. I'll just say that, because that thing binds them, you see. And because they couldn't unalive me, it starts to come for them. And because they are on a similar vibration level as the entity that they let loose, it's vibing with them. And it has rights. And it's coming. It's coming for them. And they like to look like I had something to do with it. I never had anything to do with anything except for going into several cycles in a covenant contract, meaning accepting somebody into my life that I shouldn't have, and investing my time and my finances and everything. Anytime you do things like that, your love, it's not worth it. And that's why it's imperative you cut off with these individuals that are evil and lead them to themselves. There are certain individuals. And when you get into narcissism, you need to let them go. I'm not talking about every individual that has sin in their life. We all have sin in our life. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is, what I want to say is, you mess with the wrong individual. I told you that 2 months ago when this started to get really unveiled for me. I told you that. You don't know who you messed with. Because you never know who God's going to rise up and when he's going to do it. You never know who he's going to have favor with in that time, and what that individual has went through, and what their heart felt like, what it went through. I went through destruction myself and devastation myself trying to help individuals. And I never wanted anything but good for them. I never set anybody up. I never tried to have dominance and power and control over them. I'm a healer. And it's only because of the Lord's hand on my life. I'm a healer. I'm a healer and a teacher, but you mess with the wrong one. I don't know what else to tell you. And the stuff's coming back to you now. It's coming back to you. It's bound to all y'all. All y'all that was doing all these spells, it's coming back to y'all. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know how. I can't stop it for you. You put it out there. You put it out there in the ether. You put it out there in the spirit. Okay? And it has to go somewhere. And because your vibration aligns with that vibration, because you're rogue, you're a renegade, and you don't give a damn. You don't care who you have to unalive to get in the place that you get to, just so you can stack money in your hands. And this is why it's coming back on you, y'all. It ain't coming to me. That's why you're getting sick, and that's why this stuff is happening. It has a compass placed on all y'all. I don't know what else to say. You threw it out there. That stone's been in motion. It's like if I wanted to ask the Lord to have grace on you, it's out of my hands. Once you go so far, I don't know what to do. I didn't even want to get in the middle of this battle. You guys did it. Because you had to be a bully. You felt like a demigod. You thought you were something special, and you ain't shit. You ain't shit. And it's not me that you messed with. It is me that you messed with. And because I've been trying to live the best way that I know how, I am being protected by the Lord, the God Almighty. The one who doesn't have anybody over him, because he created everything, y'all. And I don't have any power. I don't have anything to do with it. Except if I obey and do the right thing like I have been. I have a power known as the Almighty. And his son is Jesus Christ, and I have the Holy Ghost, and I know him. And because I know him, he is who you're fighting with, not me. And you're in big trouble, y'all. Thank you for watching. Till next time, Soul Job. Peace, we out.